Hello and welcome to the 5-Minute Film Club. Stanley Kubrick directs Kirk Douglas in this First World War drama about a villainous French general who, after a bungled attack on a German stronghold, orders 3 soldiers to be selected and tried for cowardice. Douglas's Colonel Dax is then tasked with defending these men against a corrupt and insensitive court-martial. Paths of Glory was released back in 1957 and is considered, and I think is possibly, the best example of a film set during the First World War. It is a harsh, uncompromising and dark world, here captured brilliantly in black and white photography, based on a late 1930s novel of the same name, about a real court-martial trial during the conflict. Here Kubrick rips through the story at quite a pace. The film's total running time is barely 88 minutes. Normally these war films seem to be treated like epics and have big, proud, heroic speeches and exhaustive lengths as well. Paths of Glory feels real, and aside from some rousing scenes, understands that in well-crafted long shots and sustained moments where no one actually talks, it enhances the action when it suddenly bursts into life. This film is also considered to be the real start of the Stanley Kubrick that would later go on and make such great films such as 2001: A Space Odyssey and Full Metal Jacket. And a lot of his hallmarks are present in Paths of Glory. The low, wide-angle shots. And again, the subject matter of injustice and the absurdity of war is something that he would come back to again and again. I love the opening scenes of this film, with the 2 French generals pacing around their palatial office. It's almost a dance with each other and the camera. The sound as well, I believe, is just the audio captured while they were shooting the scene, meaning that every squeak of the heels are captured, along with their voices becoming distant and echoey the further away they are from the camera.
I knew that I was right to come to you. You are the man to take the anthill. Now, as far as that star is concerned,
That had nothing to do with my decision. If anything, it would sway me the other way.
I realize that perfectly, Paul.
Now, when do you say you'll see this coming off?
No later than the day after tomorrow.
More often than not, it is more likely to see these scenes redubbed later in post-production. But for me, now having watched it like this, it would render the whole scene acoustically dead. In fact, David Lynch employed a similar technique when filming Inland Empire, which he filmed completely digitally and only used onboard microphones. Aside from the stunning visuals on display, the story is also incredibly gripping. And for any modern audience watching, just imagine something like Making a Murderer. The injustice of the whole situation just creeps up on you. When we are with the condemned men and listening to their conversations, what they're talking about feels vital and real, and like a documentary almost. Kirk Douglas, as the hero of the piece, as Colonel Dax, delivers a wonderful performance, and again, it's all based within reality. Douglas recalled it later on as the summit of his acting career during an interview in 1969. He also said that he knew that he didn't have to wait 50 years to know that it would be a good film. I was with Dax all the way, understanding the problems that he faced and respecting his reserve. The film, like so many of Kubrick's work, was not without controversy. The film was banned in France, unsurprisingly, until 1975. And also during production, Kubrick's notorious multiple takes took their toll on a few actors, causing one of them to explode into a fit of rage before apparently Kubrick calmly asked for them to try the scene one more time. I really didn't think I'd enjoy Paths of Glory as much as I did. When I first started watching it, the story didn't grab me until about halfway through, and then, suddenly that was it. I was hooked. I was in the film and I was enjoying every single moment of it. My experience of watching later Kubricks like The Shining or Eyes Wide Shut have left me a little cold, whereas this film still is pretty brutal and definitely shows a consistency with his later work. Paths of Glory is also full of passion.
And you can go to hell before I apologize to you now or ever again.
Far from reducing itself to a happy ending, it does actually show a moment at the end of the film where a captured German girl is forced to sing for the French troops. This, for me, at least shows a glimmer of compassion.
Liebchen zu. Ach bitte, Mutter, bring ein Licht